been long-time friends with Denzel. It's been beautiful to watch your friendship over decades.
Mm-hmm.
To work with John David and to see Malcolm make his directorial debut, what is that like? Because obviously this is about family and legacy as well.
Well, being around those kids and watching them go through their, early lives as like athletes and thinking that that's what it was going to be for them. And all of a sudden they both turn out to be, artists.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of not hard to see how that would happen. But having a village, like we were talking about, the village we had when we were growing up, the Black people that looked after us, moms, your friends, everywhere you went, somebody knew you.
Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So they are those kids too. But when they make that choice, there are a lot of people that they can turn to get advice from about how do I approach this and how do I navigate, this, that, and the other. And folk can call them Nepo kids if they want to, but, they work very hard to become who they are. And you're a Nepo kid, you deserve a shot.
Yeah.
If your folks are good at it,
Mm-hmm.
well, let's see if you are too, and fortunately for them, they are. So hopefully that, that's a thing that buoys other people who want to come through that, whole kind of lineage thing. Like the story we're talking about here. It's all about lineage.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this movie because obviously you guys are both veterans of the stage production. And I want to know what it was like to take that story and then do the film adaptation. What differences did you guys notice? Michael, if you want to start.
Well, Sam said it earlier. It's because you pull it apart. On stage, we just, you hit it.
Yeah.
And you're on it for 3 hours.
And you don't have to be there at 6 in the morning.
And you don't have to be there at 6 in the morning.
To do 4 pages.
To do 4 pages.
Yeah.
But it's that thing of, as he said, you get to a certain part and you're saying all this delicious stuff and then you got a break.
Yeah.
And you don't get to finish. You don't get to go to the next scene that you know is coming.
Yeah.
Or you may have to jump to some totally different place in the story.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of the loss of that kind of continuity.
Yeah.
From
But
stage.
it's cool though in that there's a whole nother set thing happening where, we're contained on stage, but all of a sudden, I got a front porch that we can go sit on,
Mm-hmm.
or I got a backyard that we can go sit back there, or the kitchen is different in that way that I can actually cook and do stuff, in the kitchen, or you get to see another part of the house that we didn't see.
Right.
And you run upstairs. Oh, there's a real
And it was-
bedroom
It
up
was
here.
so weird because it
Oh,
also
wow.
felt kind of suddenly it was felt sort of claustrophobic in a way
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
being in that space, which
And then,
kind
yeah.
of intensified everything.
Yeah.
A
And
lot
then they had
more.
wet footprints on the floor,
And
so we see Sutter's ass. And we're like, what is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ghost in here.
Right.
Yeah.
What about the audience? The difference between obviously just getting the instant reaction, whether they're laughing or making any kind of reaction noises.
Well, no matter how you feel when you go to the theater
Mm-hmm.
at night, if you're like, it's like low energy or whatever, when I was sitting in that bedroom waiting on the curtain to go up or the lights to come up, I could just hear them,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear the audience and you hear them laughing, you hear them talking. You know that they're anticipating being into a thing that they came to see that they heard was great. So by the time you hit it out there and you open the door the first time and they go, which is how it all started anyway, from when, first time you do something and you're a kid, and when you finish and it's like, that's amazing. And afterwards, it's like, oh my God, you're so cute. And it's like, so your self-worth, like,
Skyrockets,
especially for me, like, poor kid in Chattanooga, Tennessee, segregation, only child, so all I had was books and we didn't get a TV for a long time. Radio drama. Me and my grandfather would listen to the radio at night on the porch. We'd listen to Andy Griffith and Sergeant Preston of the Yukon. Amos Natty would be on. We would listen to that. So I learned that through listening on the radio, how to use my voice to color a story, because he would make me tell him stories.
Yeah.
He was a storyteller, and he'd make me tell him a story. I'd make up a story for him in the dark in the porch. He liked scary stories.
Oh, I
His
love
favorite
that.
character, Rawhide and Bloody Bones. Go sleep with me this long dark night. Something in the house said me.
So that's
I love it.
You got that from.
And Michael, this isn't your first August Wilson production.
Mm-mm.
What is it about his stories that are so special? Because
The
everyone's a
authenticity.
hit.
I'm just cutting you off.
Yeah, no,
I'm so
it's-
sorry. But it's the authenticity of the voice.
Mhm.
You hear it, and you hear your family. You hear your people, you know. And he gets all the colors, all of them.
Yeah.
Not just what, someone's very limited perspective of who we are. I mean, he gives you who we truly are, and he'll give you the whole gamut.
Yeah.
And he can give it to you in one character. He can give it to you in a line,
Yeah.
or one monologue, and that's just an extraordinary thing. And he captures our love of storytelling, and how it feeds us.
It's kind of what you're hinting at.
And how how we recreate ourselves through our storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always a storyteller in
Always,
Yep.
there's
always a storyteller.
There's, people telling stories about the preacher down the street or the old lady who can you give her $1 and you jump in the river. What the hell ever else.
And it was it was a skill.
It was always that.
Especially among black men, it's the
Yeah.
skill of how well you tell a story.
Yeah.
And that definitely shines through.
Yeah.
And for us too,
Yeah.
being able to watch. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
But I mean, watching you in Jitney or watching Roger.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Roger used to crack me up. Roger Robinson, there's people that can do those kind of things.
Yeah.
Or coming through New York when I got there in the 70s. I got to New York 76. And we started doing stuff, and LaTanya was immediately a color girl. She went on, she was in the first national tour with Lady in Red. And then I started working for Intozaki and being able to interpret what her words were, or being able to do Mother Courage with Morgan and Gloria Foster and Robert Christian and all these people. It was like, whoo.
Yeah.
You sit there and just, I can't believe I'm here.
Yeah.